Welcome to Budget in Focus. I am Stacey Carmichael and I'm joined now by Member of Parliament, Mr. Michael Carrington. Welcome to Budget in Focus.
Good night, Stacey. How are you?
I'm fine. Budget 2018, some general thoughts about the budget and what was presented by the Minister of Finance.
Well, as I explained earlier, that the Minister of Finance budget is the people budget, right? The people basically prepare this budget. The Minister of Finance just basically present this budget to the House for approval, debate and approval. The budget for me is good. It was sad to see that the whole budget was condemned by the PPP. They sit and condemn every single thing in the budget. They did that with the last budget and the two budgets before. And sending up a picture to the people of Guyana, like Guyana will doom. Guyana will go into this depression. Instead of they basically, in terms of help the people to have faith, to work hard to develop the country, they're trying to destroy the people's psyche in their behavior pattern. The budget is not just Ministry of Finance budget, it's the regional budget. And they had won 7 regions. And the budget that prepared and approved was approved by some of the members within the region. So if you condemn the whole budget, it's like you condemning your region that prepared be part of that budget. The budget, as far as I'm concerned, is very good. It's an increased budget from the last budget, and we have to increase budget. If we don't increase the budget, then we will leave stagnant. If we want more development, and people all over Guyana, they want lights, they want road, they want water, they want, name it. They want a better health service, better education, and for you to get that, you have to spend more money. The Honorable Infanali was complaining and saying that we should cut all the taxes, that we have put 200 taxes in 2017 budget, and we should cut it. But if you remove all those taxes, then you will have to remove in terms of the increase of old age pension, you will have to remove a lot of the programs, because you will carry the budget back to about approximately $200 million. And if you reduce the budget, then you cannot give the service. You can't pay higher wages. To pay higher wages, you have to increase the budget some way or the other. You have to find the money some way or the other. And a government depends on the people funding the programs. You may have loans, but you may not want to take too much loans because you may put yourself in high international debt. So you might find a way in terms of letting people fund the place. I think Guyana is not all that bad at basically as how they paint the picture. People still living, people still having fun, eating, partying and everything. But they want to paint this picture for build a fear, like this economy sliding downwards. All country in the world have its good time and its bad time. And our good time come in. The economy slide because it was sliding since they were in government. Since they were in government, it was sliding. And that's why the people vote them out and put us in government, APNU, AFC. So now we're going to build, this country will build. With this particular budget and the finishing of the 2017 budget, you will see that they will start having from next year a lot of money circulating. You will see a lot of more programs in place. Many areas, village, which never had water, have water now. Never had electricity, have electricity now. In my village, I lived 10 years in Yarracabra. And I could tell you, we fight for primary school, we fight for the electricity, we fight for the water and road. And in 2.5 years, our government was able to provide that for the village of Yarracabra. That village established since 1973. And the PPP had, I don't know if they had something against the village or what, but every time we asked for something, we could not get it. We asked this government and the government gave us it. In Kurukururu, they have a road, a new brand road that they had. The place was like we call like a grater that you travel. Now you have a proper road going into Korokoro. So we are now focusing on development on the highway. They had neglected the highway completely. And the highway is a very good area for farming. A lot of crops, a lot of herbs for medicine. The highway have about approximately 125 different herbs that could use for medicine. And we will be embarking in heavy agriculture in that particular area. I myself didn't know that on sand that you could grow so many things. You grow pumpkins, they grow big, big, big. You grow edos, they went a very good dry edo that you could produce flour. The highway have life for the people. So we decided that recently, after we had a meeting on Saturday gone, is to establish an association to deal with agriculture on the highway, which will be able to create jobs for people. But if I really listen to the PPP, really listen to them, and I take them on, then it will kill my faith. It will destroy me. And that is what they do. They are trying to destroy the mindset of the people. Because if you destroy the mindset of the people will go against the government. They wouldn't encourage the people to be productive, to work for the development of Guyana. They had spent 23 years in this government, 23 years government. And what I find with them, for 23 years, you have area produce sugar, but they had not had any value-added industry, such as sweet, chocolates, medicine, you name it, wine, whatever. They never established this industry. You have region 2, full of rice, region 5, region 6. We don't have places that are doing value added in terms of rice cereal, rice cake, rice what? Someone of them complain about rice flour. If you eat rice, it's like eating rice flour because rice flour come from rice. And majority of them eat rice. Majority of the people. So they condemning rice flour when the world using rice flour. China, India, and all of those places using rice flour. They're producing a lot of cereal with rice flour mixed with banana. Look at Nestum, the children eating. It mark rice and banana or some other fruits. So I don't know where they are going. They have a duty. The PPP have a duty. They win 7 regions. They're supposed to looking after those regions. They're supposed to coming up with economic development programs for that region. But they don't come up with any economic development programs. They don't come up with value-added industry. Try to, all right, as a government for a region, they is the one responsible under the constitution and law to come up with ideas to create jobs for the people. The people vote for them in those areas. But they don't do anything as opposition. They are opposition in the national government, but in the regional many of the region, they are government, and they do nothing for those people. If you go in all of those regions, people will complain that when the eyes open, the people eyes open, they realize they had done nothing for them for the last 23 years. How could you have spent $200 million in a sugar factory, US dollars, which is billions of Guyana dollars, and you can't establish no factory producing sugar-related products? Put us in terms of great liability that we are forced to, in terms of close the estates, because you have to pay back this loan is $200 million US dollar. We are forced. It's not that something that we wanted to close these industry, but we are forced because if you don't close them, then you have to pump money into them and you get nothing from them. That is the reality. And they had known that sugar price will cut. They know that a long time. And producing sugar, which costs you but 30 cents a pound, to sell for 15 cents a pound, do not make sense. If you own your own business and the business is not making money whatsoever, what you do with it? You will end up have to close it because you can't keep pumping money in a business which is not making money. So they had set this tone. They had created this environment for Gaisuko, create the environment. And now they're trying to blame us. They closed Diamond, where you had a lot of people working. The people still survive. The whole Diamond is a big housing scheme, and you have thousands of people living around that area. So I'm not worried so much. The biggest worry that I have is that they are playing with the psyche, with the mindset of the people. Guyana will develop. Guyana will get better. They can't stop that. By the Creator, Guyana will get better. And everybody gonna benefit. But they don't want that because they want power. So by destroying your psyche, they hoping to get in power. But the Guyanese people are more smart, far smarter than that.
Well, thank you for that. You said a mouthful there. But as it relates to your area, you spoke about Yarra-Cabra. What are some of the development plans is in budget 2018?
Yeah. Well, there's not much, I'll be very frank with you, because they had given us, in terms of between this year and last year, they had given us the primary school, they have given us 2,500 meters of road, and also the electricity, the whole area in terms of water. They run all the main water lines and those type of thing. Yeah. So I don't think I was asking for some other roads in some other areas. And I was told, man, Mr. Carrington, you know, we give you all a lot of things, and, you know, and other communities have to have. So what we will be doing in terms, the government itself, the area is supposed to be a local democratic organ. Since 1990, it was designated a local democratic organ, Yarra-Cabra and Haruni. And we hoping by the time the next election, we establish that organ, that we will be able to develop our own village. Because as long as we have the authority to go ahead with all our planning in terms of the road, the area is a well-designed area. If you look at the map of the area, you will see it's a well-designed area. But the problems that we had is that because of jobs, most people had to come down to Georgetown to work, and that is a big cost. It will cost you but anything like around $1,000 a day or more, but if you're going home late, but $1,500 a day to back and forth to work. So that was a real problem. What we intend to do is create the jobs right up there in terms of agriculture, processing, and like drying of we call these different herbs and those type of things for export. So we can create the other job. The area where I'm looking at the present moment in creating jobs is utilizing waste wood. The highway have a lot of sawmills and a lot of wood waste. The ends, like when they cut the wood, you have a big piece left at the end or wood split. You could make jewelry, earrings, table decoration, all kind of thing, wall piece, mirrors. So we decided at our watch, we're gonna start training our youth. We have finance at Small Business Bureau for training, and finance in terms with $100 million revolving fund. Person who develops skill will be able to access the finance. So on the highway, we will do a lot of training because people have to learn to earn by learning a skill. Majority of young people may come out to school, but they're coming out to school with reading and writing education. And you have vast amount of raw material. To make money, you have to turn those raw materials into finished product so it could sell, so you can make money. If you decided to have everybody in school and just looking for an office job, then your country would not be productive. So we will focus directly on what's called value-added industry. Strictly anything that we could produce, whether it's from clay, whether it's from the waste wood, whether it's from pumpkin. The other day I ate a beautiful pumpkin and pawpaw jam at the exhibition that the Region 4 hosts on the East Coast. And I try making pumpkin jam, but I couldn't get it done as the teachers then produce. And we could grow pumpkin in large stock here. And if we sell pumpkin jam, we also sell our sugar, right? So Guyana have good prospect in terms of development, but it's just the mindset. We just got to get our people focused directly in the area of manufacturing, processing, and agriculture. Because you need agriculture, you need food. The less food we could import is better for you because we get fresh food. You go to other countries, they have food in the fridge for a whole week and then giving you to eat. In Guyana, we eat fresh food. So Guyana, I would never paint a dull picture of my country. This country is a beautiful country. I love it, and I worked. And the women work hard in this country. I must congratulate women. You see them with their basket. They may sell in mangoes, peeled mangoes, but they will make 10,000 a day. They will sell in the little chips, plantain chips, but they make $6,000 to $8,000 a day. The women work, and I must congratulate the women of Guyana. And the men, I think the men need to dig up a little more. And in terms of being very productive, in terms of minding the family and taking care of the family.
Well, thank you so much, MP Carrington. It was nice having you on Budget in Focus. And thank you so much, viewers, for staying tuned. Join us again for another edition of Budget in Focus. Thank you.
Thank you.